Hey guys. Woo-hoo.
Hey, we are live with our Hum Over Hustle call. So hopefully you were coming clear okay. We're in a different location today on the road, traveling a little bit, seeing some family. And so hopefully it's coming through clear. We'll just jump in.
You guys know the deal. Let us know if you can't hear us. We've got our different mics this time instead of the ones the last couple weeks that have just been shaken through anyway. So
all right, so today we wanted to just kind of flow right into embodiment and what it feels like and what it means to be in our bodies when there's so much escapism going on, especially in religion. And you know how it goes. Janine, let us know if you can hear us okay.
And probably Andy too.
So we wanted to talk about embodiment. It's huge. It's so important because oftentimes, and Amy and I have been falling prey to this too, is that we want to escape. We just get out of here. We try to believe in a rapture that's probably not going to happen because Christ already came back in us. And there's a whole lot to that, but we can explain that more as we go along. And so we feel like, Christ in us is wanting to embody every part of our being, including our body, being in our body, and not trying to say, okay, God, it's too hard, I need out of here. And then we spend our day or we spend our life just hustling to get out of this world in every way, shape, and form. We do that through addiction.
Lots of resistance.
We do that through a lot of resistance. So it's important that we talk about this and get a different perspective because we were designed to be here. You guys, we were designed to be here and to feel everything that we're supposed to feel in this body. In this body, we're supposed to have God feel through our fingers, have God speak through our breath, have the movement of the divine right through our earth bodies.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure you've been feeling our heart over the years as we so want to bring the value to everything that God has created, whether around us, within us, who we truly are, because we've all been told so many lies, whether through the system, government, all these different things, and it's like, my gosh, how much smaller can we be told we are, right? And when we are just like incredible divine beings made of sound, made of music. And I want to share one of these awesome phrases that Papa shared with us the other day about this. Like he said, when I walked the earth, I did not come. He said, when I said, let us make man in our own image, I meant let us sculpt resonance into visibility. You are not spirits trapped in dust. You are light condensed to touchable tone. I mean, it's like, what?
Well, light condensed to touchable tone.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
These
good.
Earth suits are light embodiment, light embraced. And we've been told everything, right? Oh, you're just filthy, you're this is your flesh, you're always at war with your flesh.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys know, the more science that is coming out about how we're designed and our fields around us, everything is like, oh my gosh, this is just incredible high tech. Like, I mean, some of you guys have heard Greg Brighton and others like that share about the incredibleness of the body. Like, he just came out with a book not too long ago about the pure human and just the incredible technology God made in this earth suit to host our light beings. And even our cells are holding capsules of light. And so we came here. And another phrase that the Lord shared with us too, he goes, he said, the garden was never lost. It moved inside you. So like even with Eden is a frequency. It's the tone. It's the resonance. Heaven on earth. Yeah. And so it's just incredible what we get to do with these bodies. But if we're buying into like the mimic system, the false matrix, the religious system that has shame attached to it, fear, it's going to block our sensors with our body. We're going to devalue our body and say, oh, this is getting in the way. I'm imprisoned in this shell, this earthen suit, instead of honoring this earth suit like a superhero suit and say, everything's online, on board. Let's see what we can do with this thing, right?
Yeah, and we did a really in-depth message on this that's going to be dropped into the Hum Over Hustle community. So please
Janine and
join
Andy,
that,
you guys will have this.
so that you'll have that soon. We're just editing and we'll get that in there soon. But it's amazing, you guys. So watch the in-depth one. But we're going to touch on more of this because we feel it's so important in this time that we're living in. You look around any church world, any religious institution, doesn't matter if it's a synagogue, a temple, a church, when you walk in, and this is no judgment, it's just fact, 90% or more of the people look like they're tore up. Completely, like emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and you wonder what people on the outside think when they come in, when they may have a sculpted, chiseled body, and flowing in the dough and all that. They're in hustle culture, yet when they look inside, they're like, why would I want to come to devastation, or why would I want to come to destruction? And believe me, guys, we've heard this, and I'm sure that you have too. So, but if we allow Eden, if we allow the presence of the Christ within to actually speak to us about the importance of embodiment and staying here now, being here now in the present moment, then everything will begin to align. Our health, our mentality, the joy technology that we talk about. Listen to this real quick, what he shared with us. And this is in that first in-depth teaching that will be posted in the group. Before time were a name, you were sound, radiant, crystalline tones moving within me. You are my thoughts sung, but a song unembodied can only circle in the unseen. It cannot touch, taste, or cradle creation. So I stretched the garden around you, matter made from melody, so you could feel the resonance of my own joy through your senses. The earth suit is not a cage. It is an instrument. Flesh is frequency slowed down so love can become tangible. And so the idea is, when Eden happened in the atmosphere, the presence of God before the breach, before the fall, we know that there was just absolute perfection and wholeness. There was no need for any sin consciousness or any of that, right? It was just pure bliss, pure joy, pure elation, and pure wholeness. So when that melody and that song were sung with Adam and Eve walking with God in the cool of the day, there's not even a thought of fallenness in a body. And so when the human skin wrapped around the body after the breach, it was a self-protection mode, because God, and he knew that ego was going to be a survival mechanism, that man would take over and say, okay, I'm in charge. I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to blaze my own trail here. I've got it from here, God. I'll take over the melody. The problem is, when the breach reached the inner and outer world of the individual, the song became off key, off note. People got pitched off, and they were angry, they were mad, they were frustrated, and all of this fallen stuff that we feel, shamed. And then we began to just continually move in the grind. So the grind and the hustle came out of the egoic construct that said, I can't remember the melody, I don't remember the harmony, so I'm going to just forge my own way here. So we build trenches of hard work. We build trenches of unbent, bent notes. We build cycles of madness, psychopathy, that says, hold on a minute. I'm going to turn off from feeling the melody. I'm going to turn myself off from feeling the song, so that I can move out of the head structure. And this is why over and over again Christ was relaying to us, guys, kingdom is children. Children equals kingdom. Striving versus rest. And so the striving comes purely out of the egoic analytical structure that's been conditioned to believe that I have to strive for every dime. I have to strive to make ends meet. I have to strive to keep the melody that's really not the melody anymore.
You gotta push the melody down.
Push it down.
This is, put it on the back burner, because this is more important.
A song unembodied. A song unembodied can only circle in the unseen. It cannot touch, taste, or feel.
A soul unembodied.
Oh my gosh. And so when we want to check out and be raptured out of here, it's oftentimes in the church world, that's what you're doing, is sitting there saying, okay, I'm living spiritual escapism. I'm living part of my body in the flotation device of the rapture, right? I'm floating on up. And then part of my body, I'm trying to
thank you,
anchor here
Ryan.
because I really don't want to commit suicide and I really don't want to check out early. Did you know that suicide, let's talk about that, just touch on it for a minute. Suicide is a mechanism, the ego saying, I'm done. So the question is, when somebody is thinking suicidal thoughts, who is saying that? Who is giving the one the indication that it needs to check out? That's your egoic structure. It's not the real you.
Yeah.
The real you wants to be embodied in this beautiful, wonderfully made body to say, I want to anchor here so that God can feel through me. God can sing through me. God can touch and taste through me.
Right. But the mimic system, right, is an all-out assault against the melody and music and Eden, everything, heaven embodied in the earth to bring things back online, right? The false matrix mimic system, it's just like how they were after Neo, right? They're just like, quick, shut him down, he knows the truth, you know? And that mimic system is just all like, just black, grays, just no color, no life, no music, all this kind of stuff. And so here we are, and if we get in our head, right, we get in our head, we're dead kind of things, you know, but out of our head, we're into being led by the Spirit, where we can tap in and release the melody. But I mean, we've all experienced it. It's just like crazy. All of a sudden, this despair or depression will hit us, or hope deferred, or geez, all you got to do is listen to the news, and you're just like, you're brought down into a low density, right? And God's like, and heaven culture, man, I tell you, the hum table, Papa God, Christ, Holy Spirit, they are like, turn the music up, have fun, do the exact opposite of what the mimic system wants you to do, which is, again, mimic system, no color, no music. I mean, we've all seen the people that just sit there stoic. They don't want any music. They don't want any flavor, right? We all know religious systems can do that to you. Guys, we grew up in the religious system, born and raised in the religious system, right? Spirit-filled, I've tasted all the fruits of, you know, all the different sectors, you know? And I was constantly looking like, Papa, I know I've experienced you. How come this person's looking so stiff, stale, and prune-lipped, right? Like they've been eating way too many communion crackers. They're all dried up, you know?
With no juice.
No juice. We've left the juice out. And so it's like we have to flip the script, and this is what we're doing. We're changing the narrative we bought into. Yeah, totally, like void. And God's like, did you forget I said taste and see? I gave you taste buds, not test buds. Religion turns it into test buds where everything's a test. And God's like, what? We're having a party. It's about delight. Your very being, all the senses He gave us was for pleasure, delight, awe, and wonder, enjoyment. That, I'm telling you, you want a fireworks show into the mimic system, you start enjoying. Start enjoying. Enter into joy. And it is like all-out war. You're dropping bombs of color,
they don't know
music,
what to do
and
with
light.
it.
Yeah, into the matrix.
Yeah, the fallen world around us does not know what to do with joy, and that's why joy is our greatest strength. It's the strength of our Wi-Fi signal. It's the strength of who we get to be embodied in this wonderful body that heals itself, that takes care of itself if we would just allow it. You mentioned the mimic system, what it runs on. Listen to this. The mimic system runs on disembodiment, speed, and shame. Think about hustle.
Yeah. Rigid, hustle. Get it done fast. Pressure.
Yeah. It keeps awareness ungrounded so programming sticks. God's design runs on presence, breath, and belonging. Honor your temple. See, when he says that this is the temple of the embodied divinity, the Godhead indwelling in us. Imagine that. We're the only reason really why God said, okay, I'm going to go down and I'm going to stuff myself in a tuna can called a body so that I can touch, taste, and feel through that human anatomy, so that in all points, not tested like religion says, but in all points, taste, so that others can look and mirror and say, taste and see that God is good. And this is why when the people had their eyes open, when Christ walked the earth in the dust of the earth, people had their eyes open, that had some sense of self-awareness or awareness and awakening. They would watch and they'd say, there's home walking by. Eden is walking by. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
When
what
you
it's
hear
like.
music. When
Yeah.
people hear, like Ryan, oh my gosh, you probably saw my comments. What was it, last Sunday night or something? I went on like, I'm gonna see what Ryan, because I saw that you played piano or something, and I went onto your YouTube channel. I was blown
amazing.
away. Oh my gosh, you're so gifted.
Yeah.
Oh, Janine, Andy, you guys got to go check out his YouTube channel. But
If you haven't already.
the music, the gift that comes out of you, Ryan. I mean, how can people deny that God exists? It's just.
It's amazing.
It pulsates remembrance of home into their being. So thank you for using your gift. Thank you for offering it to humanity.
Yeah.
It's sound waves going out.
So good.
Guys, remember home. Remember what it sounds like. Remember what it does to your body. It unlocks and opens up. Like guys, songs of the birds. Okay, some of you guys have heard this, and maybe you've heard Dr. Zach Bush share some of his stuff. He was talking about how birds, when they sing in the morning, they literally open up the cells on the leaves of the trees that release oxygen. So it's a resonant release taking place, and it's just same with your music. Yeah.
Yeah, and when the birds sing, okay, when the birds sing, it's like, what does it do to us on the inside? It helps us remember.
Breathe.
It helps us to breathe and remember Eden, and it feels safe, right? There's a safety in it. There's a safe space in hearing birds sing, and so then it causes us to breathe. Mm-hmm. The human body wants to breathe deep. And we've worked in senior living for many years in the past, and I can tell you what a human body does when it begins to cross over. And there's a lot of research, Zach and others talk about this, where when you witness a human body when it's about ready to die within the last 2 to 4 hours of hospice or any situation, the body will gasp and breathe deep, breathe the deepest it ever has in its entire existence in this human anatomy. And so when you breathe in and then you breathe out and you make the transition, you're in full breath. You're back to breath now, back in Eden.
Yeah.
But in the body's always trying to breathe. So when we're short-breathed, those are symptoms of heart attacks and things. Short breath, we're in anxiety, we're in stress, we're in fear. So if we're not taking deep, long breaths, which we only find really in nature now, if we're caught up in the concrete jungle, we can't breathe as deep as we would. Have you ever noticed being in a gym or you're in an office building, you're really in shallow breathing because of the mimicry that's around there, but also the atmosphere of everyone else breathing short. And when you're in like patterns, you're gonna rhythmically do the same.
Yeah.
But when we get into nature, if you can get into nature as much as possible, even if it's freezing out, do so, because this is where we begin to breathe again and remember Eden at the same time. It calls us home.
It's a mirror. And like Janine, I'm sure you could teach us all kinds of stuff again about the importance of breath with vocal coaching and in our instrument. And I mean, I've done some singing, had a few singing lessons, and I honor what you do because it's so key, the importance of breath. So what causes us to stop breathing? And we all know fear, number one, false evidence appearing real, right? And then the ego's whole goal is to get us to stop breathing, edging God out. Because when we exhale, we let go of the ego, and God can fully embody us again. And so, I mean, you see how often God speaks about breath in the Bible and the Word and stuff, and we just think, oh, it's just breath. That's what we do. That's what we don't even realize how important it is. So, So
when you're looking at breath, remember how this whole thing began with humanity. As much as we can remember. And we're waking up consistently remembering where our original blueprint is. But when you look at how Adam was created, it says that love formed and fashioned him in the image. The image is what? The image is the breath. The image is unconditional love. And so when the breath comes through, it went through the nostrils. It's interesting in Hawaii. We've lived in Hawaii for many years. and we do still part of the year.
And we just went, you guys. We didn't have a whole lot of money, but God just boom and opened the doors, and so it's easy to people think,
So yeah, that's another story. But when God breathed into Adam's nostrils, what's interesting is when you come face to face with Hawaiian culture, it's the aloha is the alo is the face to face. They rub their noses together, spirit to spirit, and the ha is the breath. So in essence, what's going on is the breath, when you breathe through your nose, it actually oxygenates your body more than your mouth. And so when Adam was taking in the breath and then exhaling, it was a constant flow of God in human skin, or the crystalline body before the human skin was wrapped after the breach. So when you look at Christ within us, I've had moments where I had this one moment where I was in a meeting, this is years ago, and I'm getting ready to speak and minister prophetically, and when it was go time, I heard Christ in me say, "It's time to suit up." And I heard that from the Marvel movies and all that, so I was like, "Yes, I love that." But what happened was that there was an embodiment that took place where I could literally feel and touch and smell his skin, and look through the eyes of Christ, feel through the breath, and then when the words came out, it was like complete light coming through me. And then it just went to a whole nother level. And trying to explain that is different than actually feeling it. So think about your body in its ultimate Edenic state without the fallenness attached to it. It's going to be more like light. And there's science now that says that our cells are filled with light.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, have you guys heard Zach Bush at all? I mean, you'll have to tell us on there. But anyway, he talks big about the mitochondriac, how it is, you've got 200, in one cell alone, 200 mitochondriacs, and how they open up, things up, right, to let the light back into your cells and into your body, because we're made for light. Like, we're carbon, like fruit, guys, as you know. Fruit is the highest vibrational food you can eat, because it is literal sunshine encapsulated. And when you eat that, boom, goes directly into your cells and powers you up. I mean, you could just people that have gone on all fruit, they go on encounters, because they're just ding, nothing's holding them back. It's not a low density food, But it's incredible, though, how much our cells and how the mitochondriac helps to open things up for the cells to experience that light. So, I mean, we are literal light beings walking around. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Listen to this. So Christ was just sharing some things with us, and then we just write them down, and then we read them off, and He says, "I wear skin to end the lie that matter can't hold glory.
Yeah.
I touched, ate, wept, rested, so you would trust your own sacred biology.
Ugh.
Pleasure in its right place is communion, not compromise. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Even risen, I said, touch me and see. I kept a body because love never discards what it sanctifies." Love never discards what it sanctifies. He said our bodies were good. And so when he says that you're the temple of light, you're the city set on a hill that cannot be hidden, he's really saying, I want to fully embody you, but I can't if you're still in your head. And so remember, this is the issue with the Pharisees, is that they stood right in front of him and said, Christ was like, look, there's a distance between us because you're in your head. Not that there's a distance in reality, but the illusion of the ego in your head says there's a distance because you're so knowledged up. You study scriptures night and day, he said to him, but you fully cannot comprehend who I am. Love standing right in front of you, that wants to embody you, by the way, and become one. John 17. He's already made the decision that you're already one, and that's the reality. That's the truth, that we're one with him. It's just in the illusion of the intellect, the illusion of all the knowledge that says different, like we're in separation. We are duality. But we're not duality, guys. We only are in the mind. We only are in our own mind. That's why I said renew the mind. So to fully embody and embrace is to say, okay, I'm going to anchor everything that love is in every cell of my being, because it's made of light anyway. So I'm going to bypass the head and let the head serve the heart. The head has its rightful place. It's a storage center. It's like a computer's hard drive.
Yeah, it's a library of past memories, right? It can't figure out the future.
Exactly.
What are we doing using our head trying to figure the future out? I mean,
It's just a storage bank.
Your heart and your body usually knows stuff ahead of time. That's why you're getting prompts, you're being led.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tuned into headquarters, you know what I mean? Not this headquarters.
As I say, Christ is the head. Let him be the head.
Yeah.
The mind of Christ
Gladly exchange.
is a mind of presence. It's the mind of Eden. So, in essence, what he's saying is don't sit there and think that Scripture, memorization of Scripture is. What about the relationship behind the Scripture?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying it's the Word. It's the Word. The Bible is the Word of God. No.
Chicken or egg?
Christ,
Chicken or egg? Which one first?
Christ is the Word. The person, the relationship of Christ is the Word. At the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
And tone was even before language.
Before language. So we don't go back far enough, you guys.
That's
It's
just
like
it.
we stop at Hebrew language, we stop at Bible language, we stop at this tradition and that tradition. That's why he said your traditions have rendered the Word of God of none effect. Your traditions, you're stopping at a certain set point when it's all the way back. And when we're in Eden, presently, we have no need of all this kind of other stuff. Look,
Debates.
Debates. We love the Hebrew language, but I don't have a desire to learn it. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you want to do that, the meanings, but I don't have a desire to learn it because I have Christ that speaks all languages. Embodiment goes back to the Edenic language, the light language that we're made out of. Does that make sense, guys? The light language that we're made out of doesn't have human language in the sense of fallenness that we have to go and learn all these 100 languages just to try and fit in. How about doctrine? Man's doctrine. Man's doctrine is the same thing.
Yeah. This is why, again, as you guys definitely know, music is such a universal language. And why is that? I mean, because again, we're made of it. It's resonance. How often do we say, oh, that really resonated with me? Oh my gosh, what you said there, that really resonated. Or somebody's saying something, you're like, just, that's not resonating. That doesn't feel right. Something's off there, right? Again, and anybody knows, is it's just resonance. And so this is what is so exciting. What we are returning and retuning back to is home, the real truth. No more spiritual side hustles of being stuck in these doctrinal debates and discussions, and now I got to read all this stuff and know all this other stuff. It's just so much head knowledge that is a distraction from the heart of hearts, of childlikeness, awe and wonder, the true doorway in, right?
And then we have the full integration of all of it. When we're living and pulsating from the heart center, then everything begins to integrate and line up with the head to the heart, the body.
Yeah, true alignment.
True alignment with all of it, because it all serves its purpose. Listen to this. I did not only speak light around you, I stitched light through you. I formed bodies that convert the garden song into living current. Your cells are tiny chapels where photons become feeling, meaning, motion, and mercy. The mimic turned Earth into a war zone of shame and hurry, so you would forget this. You are temples of the light in a world meant to be a garden. I called it very good then, and I call your bodies very good now. So this is why there's an awareness and an awakening across planet Earth to get healthier and in shape, and to eat healthier and all that. It's not just a good idea. It's an awakening to say, okay, I want to fully embody you, so that you can become the full integration of light, so that you can be the city set on a hill that will not be hidden. It's light, and it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the light of unconditional love blasting through us. But if our cells are deadened, if they're dimmed to, that's where dead cells are what? Cancer. And so in deadened light, the dimmed light is the beginning of that.
I can't get light anymore. Yeah, I can't get light anymore.
And so we eat things and we do things that dim the light, right? Instead of celebrating life in its fullness. Do you know that even if you eat bad things, which we don't recommend, but if you eat really bad things, if you have a good attitude while you're eating humor, good attitude,
easy going,
chances are it will not stick. It'll slide right through instead of embedding and dimming the light in your cells. So the studies are out there, and you have people like George Burns, the comedian, a while back, lived to 100 and something, and he's smoking cigars and he's drinking whiskey, and he lived long, didn't have any cancer or problems because of why? He postured himself in joy and delight. Now, we don't know him fully, but that is what was being said. Again, we're not recommending that because you're still eating.
Yeah, still you perish for lack of knowledge, right? We can still eat,
right.
Like, we all know the whole thing out now about glyphosate and all that kind of stuff, which you guys can look into.
Right.
But
so the point being is that when we embody joy, when we embody play, when we embody it more than the other side of things,
honor this supernatural superhero earth suit,
then we will not be hustling around, neglecting, drinking 3 or 4 lattes a day just to try to stay afloat in a mimic world that says you have to grind it out and hustle it out in order to survive. That's where most people are. And what we're doing is sprinkling Eden in here ahead of time.
Taste and see.
Ahead of the collapse, because it's unsustainable. The things that we're doing right now on planet Earth are not sustainable. Do you know that when COVID happened and people stopped polluting the earth by being out and doing their thing, the earth started to heal. The fish started to come back in the oceans and rivers, plants and trees, and everything started to heal.
When we stopped rushing.
We stopped polluting. And so
being unconscious.
Yeah, and that was a sign from heaven to say, look what can happen when you stop hustling. Look what can happen when you stop grinding. Look what can happen. The earth can heal and you can heal. There's so many stories about bodies healing during COVID because they finally stopped to rest.
Yeah, bodies of water, bodies of, everything. You guys, yeah. So
good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's prophetic in the sense that we're being shown something here, you guys. We're being shown something across the planet, signposts to say, I am opening up this Edenic understanding in this Edenic world to you to say that it is possible that you can enter into this and then be the shining light, be the embodiment, so that people can look and see how good I am through you. That's why we don't believe in formulas and strategies anymore. That's all part
of the mimics
of the false matrix to say you have to have a strategy for business. You know, the best business plan, you guys, is the current moment.
Yeah,
is the here and now.
What's calling you next? What's your highest excitement? What's calling you next? That joy percolating up, that inspiration, like you said, it's an internal state job. What's inspiring you next? Follow it. It's like we were saying, I don't know if this was on the last call or the one we just did for the subscribers, was about, you could feel like, oh, I need to go do this. But your spirit and everything saying, I want you to go down to your favorite coffee shop and I want you to go get your favorite latte and I want you to go just sit and relax. And so which one are you going to give into, right? Which one are you going to follow? So you finally say, okay, Lord, I know your spirit enough. I'm going to follow. Go down to your favorite coffee shop. So lo and behold, you go down to your favorite coffee shop and you run into somebody you couldn't predict that has the next step for where you're going, or the conversation starts up and you're sharing some business idea or something God's been putting on your heart, and boom, 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 right? The connections start happening. Whereas if you would have said, no, logic says I need to grind, I need to do this, even though my body's saying no, I'm going to push past it.
Yeah.
And you missed the divine opportunity that was effortless, and no opportunity in your effort, right? It's all tones. It's like following the tones. It's just wild way of living.
Yeah, it really is. If you look at your own life, and you really kind of examine it on a day-to-day basis, we're convinced that everything in our life is designed to get us to incarnate and not incarcerate.
Yes, the mimic wants to
There's
incarcerate us.
only a couple of different letters in there that separate incarnation with
do,
incarceration. And so the world is incarcerated, and most of the religious world is as well. But to incarnate is to be present in the moment. And like Amy was saying, what is going on at the coffee shop to get us to see that Eden wants to take care of us, rather than the 15-point strategy business plan of logic. That's why it says, don't plan a year from now. Your life is here today and gone tomorrow. Your breath is here today, gone tomorrow. All such planning is disharmonic, right?
Yeah.
It says evil in some translation.
Like,
it just means you're out of disharmony with the present moment that wants to provide for you right here, right now. And so everything Christ did and does is to get us to see, hold on a minute. You only have grace for the moment. The moment. Not grace for a business plan 20 years from now. But grace for the now. And everything is packaged into the now. Because that's where Christ is. Christ didn't jump out of your body and go down to the end of the street and say, okay, build your strategy to the end of the week. Yeah. Build your business plan a year from now.
How's that working out for you?
How's that working out? And then we sit there and we try to live in next week when we don't have grace for it.
Yeah.
It's okay to plan your vacation, but don't plan it so tight to where you get disappointed if something blows up.
Because it didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. Because you're not okay inside. It has to happen this way, this way, this way. And then that's where we get in trouble. That's another thing the hum table has been teaching us. Again, you guys know Papa God, Christ, Holy Spirit. Hum table. That's where I meet him in my mind, in my spirit. Anyway, they were talking about...
Humming along.
Don't get attached. So I'm like, okay, so when it comes to like manifesting something or just, not even manifesting, but you guys know what I mean? Like, where do we put our feet of faith? What are we supposed to believe for? Because you got one camp say, name it and claim it. Another camp, get detailed so you can manifest it. And I'm like, what's the truth here? So I'm asking them, and they're like, completely detached from the form, but follow the essence. Does that person carry the essence of what is a match, a resonance to what you're desiring and what they've been sharing with you? And then just follow the trail. It's like the holding on loosely instead of, it's got to happen this way. It's got to be that greenhouse. That's the one. Bless God, I claim that house. That's the one. And then it does it like so relieving. Like we don't have to have it figured out. We do not have to worry about the how. I mean, just probably about an hour ago, the Lord was just reminding me saying, you do not have to take on so much pressure trying to figure out how this is going to walk out or this is going to happen. He goes, just get in the river and let us carry you. It's like our saying we've had for years is paddles up, surrender, let the current take you into awe and wonder,
Yeah, think about the
intimacy and rest.
Yeah, think about the mindset of figure out. Slow down a minute and look at that word. Figuratively speaking, it's a math term, and it's also an anatomy term. I'm trying to do this in my own strength by put it in a figure in an anatomy. Also, it's a math figure, so I'm calculating analytically what that's going to mean, what this is going to cost. So we hear scriptures like, sit down and count the cost. What's really going on there is sit down and look at your own breath line and what's going on in your intellectualism, what's going on in your head, versus what is your heart feeling. The spiritual world, especially in the church, has told us for so long not to go by our feelings. When everything about love is feeling.
How would you have music without feeling?
Music
isn't that like
feeling.
a dead giveaway?
Yeah, and we know what they're saying
even
is
play music if you didn't feel it.
Yeah, what we know what they're saying is that your emotions, their energy and motion. So what they're saying is people that have their emotions all jacked up by trauma,
you're going to be deceived.
You really don't kind of want to go by that egoic construct and be led by that, but by feeling what the spirit feels, feeling what the impulses and the essence resonates, then you're going to be drawn towards the things of the Spirit and led by the Spirit. If you can't tell us that when the disciples saw love walking by and home walking by, They didn't fall head over heels in love with him and didn't feel anything?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now? You're going to feel every emotion riveting through your body because it's instant falling in love.
Yeah, and
that's what happened.
Isn't it too, after he rose from the dead too and walked by and people didn't recognize him, but they felt something?
They felt something.
They like felt that witness and resonance?
They felt something, but their intellect was too clogged up by all of the knowledge and the learning at the time. This is what blocked the Jews. This is what blocks most people, is that they're so, educated in their head. And this is why the scripture says, Ephesians 3:19, that love surpasses knowledge. The tree of knowledge versus the tree of life is the difference between living out of that whole fallen matrix of a mind versus living from the heart, and then the heart influences the head. So when Adam decided to follow the egoic structure of the tree of knowledge, this is where the head took over. And then God's like, are you sure you want to go into your head, Adam? Because you're going to go the way of knowledge, and then you're going to perish if you continue down that road.
Yeah.
Because the wages of all this knowledge getting is death. So,
and it was death of relationship.
Death of relationship.
That was the whole thing with the fall and the breach and everything.
Yeah.
Was that, Eve was deceived. I mean, think about it. There was no sin in the garden. There was, so she was innocently deceived into taking knowledge outside of that relationship, is they were offering, here, the mimic system, we're going to give this knowledge to you and all this kind of stuff. And
then you're going to see that you're great.
Yeah.
All in of yourself.
Yeah, but just to go after it and cut off the flow of relationship, right? And so
that's what systems do.
It continues in the system, and you see it. That's why you're like,
and that's why the Tower of Babel happened. That's why you see all of these systems set up in pyramid schemes. That's why we're seeing all these systems beginning to erode and collapse and eventually dissolve.
30.
Yeah, it was like 25 years ago or so, I saw where bookstores would go away. And I saw these electronics sitting in them. And I go, whoa, okay, what's that about? Well, it's another prophetic picture to say that all of these books are good at one level, but it's not the end all, because what you're going to do is have a temptation to say, look at me, I'm puffed up. Knowledge puffs up. So I'm going to live and move and have my being out of knowledge alone. And that can only get us so far, where the spirit and the heart of things permeates everything around us, and it's actually life. And so when we're embodying, back to embodiment, systems are death. They don't help us to ground ourselves in our body with spiritual essence. They don't help us to embody the full picture of mind, spirit, soul, and body.
Yeah, it's
everything
not
together.
Alive, right? It's culture. I mean, come up with a good system of solving something, but as long as it's like, but no, we know what you're saying. We're saying it too. It is. It breeds death because it's very logic, very calculated, very controlled. And boy, if you get outside of the unity of agreement of that, you're off with your head outside the system.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that systems.
Yeah, blindness from the original design.
There are blindness from the original design. Now, look at schools, look at universities. So we're looking at the hustle and the grind of a university, for example. And so people pay all this money, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to university. And most of the stuff you learn isn't even what you went there for anyways. And so you have all this fluff and stuff that's just extra so that they can have the money that they're begging you for or asking you for.
Yeah.
And then you're going to pay the rest of your life if there's not a miracle that intervenes, or you have a rich relative, or you make it big, right? So you're going to pay all this money for something that you didn't even go there for, maybe one or two courses. The schools of the now and the future are immersion. Immersion. And that's what AI has done. AI, you can learn just about everything that you would and more than a university. Now, when it comes to like being a brain surgeon, Well, how about an immersion school from an experienced brain surgeon, or 14 of them,
Right.
that are heart-centered, Edenic-centered, and they come in there and they're like, guys, we're going to allow the Spirit to supernaturally teach through us. We have some head knowledge, but we're going to allow the saturation of the next realm to come in and give us key secrets and tools that will actually heal somebody at the core level and at the body level, so that they can fully embody themselves within that brain surgitory thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those immersive type schools, because of the invention of AI combined, are the wave and the goodness and the glory of God in the future, not the stale mimic kind of stuff.
That is like outdated. I mean, don't you guys get like concerned? You go to a college and you've got old teachers that are just so stuck in their ways that haven't updated their curriculum, and they're teaching you because it is maintenance mode for them. They've been doing it for decades and they do not want to grow and expand. Now, there are others, of course, that do, but it's just like, whoa, do we really want to subject ourselves to that? You know, I mean,
yeah,
there's difference. There's difference between proven experience. Like, say you've got a veterinarian doctor who has proven years of things working. They're really in it, right? Versus just study
it's
and
an immersion
textbook
school
that hasn't been updated for years, kind of thing.
Picture this, and I think this is important for the people that are going to watch this seriously, because they're having some heavy decision right now with their children and what they're going to do with that school. Because, you know, it's all an image thing to say, oh, I'm sending my kids to college, and it's tradition, and it's just conditioning to say, I'm going to send them to college. Imagine this. Say you're watching your son or your daughter, and they have a real bent towards fixing things. They're a repair person, and they're drawn towards mechanics. Okay? Mechanics is going to be needed while we're still in this 3D body. You know, you drive a car until we move into spaceships, kind of thing. Even then, spaceships. Hey, so you have a real heart-centered mechanic, or 5 of them, that say, okay, we're going to take turns cycling through this immersive school, this Edenic immersive school that you have, and we're going to bring the best shortcuts, we're going to bring the best practices and things that we learned over a 20-year span that you'll never get in a school, and you're going to learn how to be an excellent mechanic in half the time. Mm-hmm. How about that for a school? How about that for an immersive experience? And by the way, we're going to have lots of great food. You're going to have fun. We're going to make it fun. And we're going to make it fun. How about that for the school of the future? That's what we see coming. And it's already starting in different parts of the world. And so when you have that going on, it surpasses the textbook. It goes into experience.
It goes into embodiment.
And embodiment.
Experience and learning all that. So, thank goodness more and more people are waking up and they're craving the same thing. So
they are. And it has, but we're being unconditioned, we're being deconstructed, we're being purged.
Changing the narrative.
So that, that's right, Ryan, train up a child in the way that, the parents, they do not go the way of their parents' conditioning. Touch on that real quick, is that parents, I think most parents, exactly, Janine. So parents mean well. I think most parents do. You always have the one-offs that are, whatever. But most parents are like, hey, we want you to go to college and do better than go further than I ever have.
Totally, Ryan.
So go get into debt. I mean, go follow your intuitive heart. Hardly ever do you see that, right? But you see the parents that are awake and intuitive, and they're like, ooh, they're beating on drums over there. They're beating on pans and pots. Oh, is there a drummer in there? Mm-hmm. Oh, they're fixing things. They fixed the light fixture and they're 5 years old. I couldn't even do it. Oh, wow. You like fixing things, don't you? Mm-hmm. And then following the intuitive path, the child's bend, so that their note will not bend. Mm-hmm. They'll stand straight up in the melody and be everything and more through immersion.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way of the future.
Oh, yeah, totally. So let's just keep on getting embodied, like celebrate our bodies, celebrate the gifts we've been given. Yeah. Start enjoying things a whole lot more. Like let yourself enjoy things It's just amazing. Everything, all the cooperative components will shift around us as we move into the hum. The hum is where it happens, where things get realigned and a lot more effortless.
Yeah, Ryan, that's evident with your mom and the piano.
Oh,
it's evident
so
because
cool.
you're not only skilled, but we see Eden and heaven coming through your melodies and your harmonics. It's just it's otherworldly.
Like love, just like, oh my gosh.
Massive skill, but it's from the intuitive sense. It's from the heart. So thank you for gracing this planet with your gift, because you can tell it's untainted. And I'm sure you've gone through some stuff, but there's a real flow there. And Ryan, now I'm moving to a little bit of a prophetic
I feel it kicking in. Get your phone ready to record. No.
Yeah, well, it'll be recorded on this. But Ryan, oh man, I just saw a flash of you, and maybe you already do some of this, but I saw you really being transparent, because you've already gone to the place of vulnerability in a good way, being transparent about the relationships in your life. I saw that coming through your music. It already does through sound, but through your lyrics. I saw some real opening of some transparency there in the future, to where people were going to tangibly feel some healing in the way of relationships. I saw one key relationship that went real sideways, and you, it had everything to do with the other person. You were trying to do everything that you thought was the right thing, and it didn't work. And there was some persecution around that, because people didn't really see what was going on with Ryan and some of the things that you did. But you knew at the core level that this was a heart thing. And what I'm sensing now is that person had to go away so that you could ascend. They couldn't hear the same things at the level that you were ascending to. But just know this, it's doubling and tripling back on you now and in the future, in such brightness and such harmonics in a relationship flow. So it's not over. It's not as far as relationship with you. It's spot on in the way that from now forward, there's a blossoming that it lives in the let go status. You're not clinging on so hard, not trying to hold on to something that was never meant to go to your ascension level. And because you're continually awakening, continually ascending, there's this person I see surrounding your life that's matching that. And they're going and growing, and they're saying, yeah, let's go as deep as that rabbit hole wants to go. And I saw that there's real, man, this is so cool. I see you in a crimson red dinner jacket. Crimson red, like a blood red, crimson red, kind of, that gorgeous red that you see along the red carpets and things in the movie industry. It's velvet. It's beautiful. It's modern. It's fitting, form-fitting. And it's a statement to say that I've gone all the way into this embodiment in such a way that I'm becoming the melody and the lyric. I'm becoming it. I'm no longer just holding it. I'm becoming it. And because you're becoming it, there's this flow that's going to come out of it. In fact, I see a crimson, like what do you call it? It's like a blood red piano that you're setting behind. And people, when they look at it, will literally say it's moving. Oh, it's your favorite color. Awesome. So it's moving. It has movement through the paint and the wood structure of this piano. And there's gold keys, like literally made out of gold, and ivory and gold is kind of like a swirl and a mixture. It's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. This is not only what you're becoming, but what your music and your melodies becoming. And I see your body healing completely through that. Completely through that, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And Ryan, I am seeing, I've just been hearing the Lord say, I don't know if you paint, but I think you paint. And I just keep seeing
music for sure.
Abstract paintings. Like there's something with you and color where I've been hearing them say, tell him, they interchange his music and the colors. And I saw you intuitively painting, just like taking your brush, and you're intuitively listening to the music and the colors. So like all of a sudden you're intuitively drawn to teal, and then purple, and then the red, and you just dip it, and then you you just intuitively swipe that across the canvas, and then you go back to the palette again and you feel the colors again, you listen to the sound and you swipe that in. And I just saw them. I saw them in your room. Like you had big canvases all on the walls and they were all singing in the spirit because you intuitively pulled them out of the heavenlies and onto canvas. It didn't need to be any design. It was streaks of music, streaks of color with the paintbrush. And what
Beautiful.
is so cool is you're going to look at that after you do it on the canvas, put it right next to you on the piano, and now spontaneously compose a song from looking at it. Feel them, feel the streaks, and then record that. And I saw you selling the spontaneous song with a print of that canvas, and how you pulled the song out of the canvas and the music played. They're like, they are a twin pair with you. And so just let
Amazing.
God play with you. Let him just play with you. I saw them. They're big canvases. And yeah, again, just let the colors speak. Let the colors sing. And then compose with them on the piano. They are a pair. It's just going to be incredible. People are going to want it. It's so unique. They come into where your studio and piano is. They see the paintings on the wall. They're like, what is this? And then like, yeah, I've got music that goes with it.
That's amazing.
And a print of it. So
amazing, Ryan. Yeah, that's awesome that it's bearing witness. So cool. Also, since Janine, I'm having something for Janine's husband.
Oh, Andy.
Andy, is that right? Mm-hmm. Janine, Andy. So I don't know if he's listening, but you can just share this with him if he's not. But wow. Yeah, I'm seeing the grind is going away. The grind is dissolving all the way. The grind is going away for your husband. And that is highly effective for you because you both have been through some real things through the work system and structure, and always seeing that there was so much more in the way of abundance, but you felt landlocked in the way that, how is this going to happen? Because we're doing the things that we are supposed to do, right? And I just saw this, the eyes opening so wide for your husband, Andy. Oh, good, he's listening. Okay, Andy, I'm going to speak right to you. I saw just the word grind dissolving over your head. And where it was pulsating and trying to pull you in different directions, I saw it dissolving. And the more that you're allowing and going into non-resistance and being open to the fact that there is an alternative to grind, to have your mind blown, that you've always known it in your heart, but now we're starting to see it tangibly around you. And other people have said things to you too. Some guys that they're just like, man, there's a different way. And they felt like that you were holding a key to this. And where I saw all these cuts and scrapes and dirt and grime and grit on your hands and your clothing, representative of the grind, was going into a sharpness in such a good way. It was precision like a wonderful doctor that was naturopathically going in precisely to handle not only the bodily parts but into the naturopathic part. You're a healer. Andy, I don't know if you know this, or somebody's told you this, maybe sure they have, but you're a healer.
Yeah.
You're a healer of hearts. You're a healer of hardness. Hardness is going away when you move more into the fluidity of who you know yourself to be, your true north, and you know what it is in your heart, but you're like, I don't know how I'm going to make money with this. I don't know how I'm going to enter more fully into this. But the hardness is absolutely going away. And the softness of you embodying the feminine energy and the masculine energy, bringing the sensitivity and the balance of both, so that you can be centered in that. Because there's been some hard men around your life that you're actually you're embodying this side of you now, this sensitive side of you, that actually will speak to the hardness of hearts and hardness of men to soften. And you're there's some technology swirling around you. There's some innovative ideas that the more fun you have being creative, and the more that you allow this energy to come in and rise up and embody that, the more you're going to start seeing blowholes and pocket holes of this provision that drops in here, drops in there, and then the floodgates will eventually open.
Mm-hmm.
Even if there's a certain level of income, dude, you have not even tasted.
Yeah.
You have not even tasted and seen what is surrounding your life, just hovering right here.
Oh, yeah.
Hovering right here. But the survival mechanisms that you've been conditioned by, they're beginning to dissolve. So just allow them. Allow them
Yes.
to dissolve. Don't get in a hurry. Don't get in a rush, because that, you know what side that is. That's survival. But allow this bubbling up of this embodiment and oneness.
Trust it.
To trust the lead. To trust as you have fun creating and and engaging that.
Yes, this is so spot on. I was seeing an image, Andy, of you have been running along the side of this knife for so long, and it's just like, oh, I don't know how much more I just can take of this, and it's just been this rubbing along the edge of a knife, and the grind of it, right? And I heard in the spirit just a clean cut. It's going to be a clean cut. I just saw it like a ribbon that had been running along, and then all of a sudden, dink. And the lies of the mimic system were, you're going to fall. It's going to be even more painful than what you've been enduring. You've been enduring running along this edge for the longest time. And now this clean cut happens, and I just saw a picture where you were floating. Like you were caught and carried. You didn't drop at all.
Yeah.
And now the sky is the limit. I just saw this buoyancy, this invisible buoyancy upholding you. And now it's like all of a sudden you can breathe and you can see, yes, I can feel my full self again. And now the inspiration starts popping, and you know what you're supposed to do. You know what you want to do. It's there. God's like, okay, we're ready. We're carrying you. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. And to
so
honor that sensitivity that you have as a man. It is such a gift. Like John was saying, these harder men, they have been watching you, and inside they're like, man, I need that. I miss that. I don't even have that.
Yeah, I don't even have it.
And, in society it's taught, oh, that's not as powerful as the macho ego man or whatever. And you're strong. But it's like, it is, again, it's reminding them of home. And that is that healer in you. Like Janine acknowledged, that is it's so important. You were made for this time to have that sensitivity and awareness and that gentleness. And you're attuned to atmospheres. And it's so cool how you're married to Janine, because of the music. So you guys are both attuned to tone. And so anyway.
Andy, Ryan. Yeah, Andy is. You're not talking about Ryan and Andy, right?
Yeah, I said Andy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
both, all of them. They're all musical.
All musical, yeah.
Even Adonijah on here. Woo-hoo!
I know.
Good
Okay,
to see you.
so something else. Andy, right?
Yeah.
Andy, sorry.
Janine and Andy.
I know, my brain is going, okay, Andy.
You guys have probably got the Bethel thing a lot before, huh? Right.
Janine and Andy.
Janine and Andy.
Okay, so Andy, also, you know how sometimes, and it's taught in church a lot, especially Seven Mountain theology and things, depends on what flavor you come from, is to run up a mountain, just go do something, right? Go run up some mountain and go make it happen. The problem is that not only is somebody wired for a certain mountain, but they're just doing it for the money. And I really feel like you have so much more in you ahead that is in more alignment than what your companies did. Great, wonderful, but it was almost like a training ground for what is really with precision alignment. Precision alignment.
Yeah.
And that is still yet ahead of your life, because you have a longevity, you have long life ahead of you. And because of you entering into that, as you go along, you're going to find out what more and more of what that precision is. I feel like you have some of it, but more of it's going to unfold.
It's like boom.
As you just live your life in play.
Yeah.
Remember what you said on, well, Janine said this, but she was saying this about you, is that you're going to go fishing. Yeah, do that. Do that a lot. Go fishing if that's what you love to do. Do what you love to do and watch what bubbles up in the way of that harmonic alignment, because that's how it comes by the Spirit. You know that. Also, Janine, this is crazy.
I started hearing,
I know. Janine, this is interesting. I saw you in CrossFit shape. And I don't know, I haven't even seen you. Maybe you are now, I don't know. But I saw you in like CrossFit shape, like you were ripped. And this could have to do with spiritual, but also I believe it's physical. There's something in you that's beast mode in a good way of just attacking that health thing. And where you've experienced so much in this area of having these challenges, you're going to move into this fluidity in CrossFit status. And I feel like that is spiritually speaking as well, when you can see the little intricacies behind the scenes, and you know where to stitch this and dot, cross this T and dot this I for your husband and your family. You're moving into more of the forefront of the CrossFit champion, and that's representative of several things, but the CrossFit Games, the CrossFit whatever, means that there's something in it's kind of like the person that sings in the shower, has this amazing voice, but to sing in public, that's a whole different level.
Yeah, they don't know that about me, kind of thing.
I really sense that you're going to be singing in public, so to speak, now, in a way without strings attached, in a way without people trying to pull your strings, people trying to manipulate you. There is so much more for you as well. And there's this whole, over your life, the banner over both of you is love for sure. You're known as love, but you're also the deeper part of you. And what you've been brought here to do is stitch these things together. Stitch them together, and you're going to help people see where the stitching is coming together. And we're talking about light stitching, L-I-G-H-T, light stitching and light flashes and light moments. There's a network over you, and you're going to find out what that is. This is all symbology, but you're going to discover more of what that is in the future as you move and go. There's a move ahead for you too as well, a physical move. I saw your house just going like this and moving. So whatever that means in the future, but it's going to be a very, very, very strategic and very good thing for both of you. It has to do with the next chapter of your life. And believe me, it has nothing to do with what you think of in the natural. It's going to be strategic from the Spirit. Now that's a good strategy from the Spirit. A plucking up and a placing over. Whole house. I hear the words whole house, not partial house. Whole house. Whoop, and pluck and plant, pluck and plant, and that's we know nobody likes moving. Nobody really likes moving, but there's going to be a tremendous grace for the whole house to pluck and move, and you'll know it. There'll be a drying up of one season. You'll feel the dryness all around you if you're not already in it, but there'll be a dryness. While when it's grace, the grace will lift. To be planted over here.
Oh, totally. And Janine, I keep seeing, and I feel like maybe you've written stuff before, or books, or theory, or just things like that, but I just see a new book emerging that you're going to be writing where you're making it fun. It's like theory gone fun. It's something that's going to be set apart from the average music, vocal, whatever, is in that genre. I see you making it creative, and what's so incredible is this is an invitation relationally with you and him, where he is pulling your childlike play and imagination and all this stuff out, giving you full permission to write from that side and produce it, instead of the theory and the mathematics of music and the what would you call it? just, you know what I'm talking about, the mathematics of it. Instead, this is like relational flow with God, and it is, again, going to set you apart, because with artists, we need something that is playful and fun and imaginary, that makes it fun to learn music, makes it fun to learn the vocal stuff or whatever it is instrumentally, versus
Playing by ear.
theory that pulls you into the left side, pulls you into the logic side of the brain. And I mean, yeah, so anyway, I just see that coming on the burner, and it's going to pull you into new places relationally with the Lord of permission. And you're like, wow, this was effortless. This was so much fun. And so, yeah, I see that coming online here soon.
Yeah, so awesome. We're going to wrap this up here in a minute, but just real quickly, if Adonijah's still on here, AJ, we know AJ, but AJ, I've just been hearing in my spirit this whole time, violin just playing like you were playing in Eden, and there was an uncapping of your head. There was like a pop. You're going to literally hear a pop in your head, and it'll drop you right into that arena of fluidity of your flow. The more you step into letting go and non-resistance, just say, I'm just going to play because I want to have fun, the more of this excellence is going to come through, because it's by the Spirit. No more the grind, just these pockets of these trying to grind through music. It's
the have-tos.
The have-tos for you, AJ, Adonijah, are going away. The have-tos. I have to? No, you don't have to. I get to because it's play. Stay in play, and it'll save your day.
That's right.
So we love you guys. We're going to drop it right there. Thanks for hanging with us. We can feel your hearts. We really appreciate you spending this time with us. We never take it for granted.
We love all your interactions too. It's so fun.
So the in-depth message of the embodiment, we're going to post to the group, like we said.
Yep.
If you want to subscribe, if you want to join.
Which you guys have, which is so awesome.
Which you guys have. A couple of you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, just share the information. We will put the link here below in a little while, so that people can see it. But yeah, we're putting some real juicy, good, in-depth,
our morning
tangible stuff. Our morning conversations, we're dropping in there, and man, they're blowing our minds. So yeah, if you want to sign up, please do that, and we will catch you on the next one.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
So
We just want to be the embodiment of love for you all.
Yeah, and it's so fun to have your hearts that resonate as well. I mean, that just keeps the flow so good and fun. So,
yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, let's keep in touch over the week, and we'll see you on the next call as well.
Okay.
All right. Love you all.
Talk
soon.